I think that the roofing industry, right, there's like these gaps between homeowner and roofer, roofer and insurance company and public adjuster, marketer and roofing company, and I want to fill those gaps. Well, now, so what's the typical size of my target client? I would say that I typically work with roofing companies that are doing over $1 million a year at least, probably over $5 million. But there's a lot of automations that we can set up. AI is at a point where like there is automation to where we can set it up to where if someone says something different back, AI doesn't just spit out the same responses, it does change the response. If you are running ads for commercial roofing, Facebook is not the best place to do it. So happy Marketing Monday. I hope everyone is having a beautiful beginning of their week. I know that I am. So today, usually on Marketing Monday, I talk about different marketing techniques that you guys can kind of dive into. Today for Marketing Monday, I would really love to ask kind of where the holes are in the industry and like what you guys as roofers see would be the most help. I think that the roofing industry, right, there's like these gaps between homeowner and roofer, roofer and insurance company and public adjuster, marketer and roofing company, and I want to fill those gaps. Now, the clients that I have, there are a couple of different things that I can just easily fill, but I was curious with you guys, so please feel free to leave comments. I'm going to read through a list of just ideas that I've been thinking about that I think that if I added it, it would help you guys in your business. And I just want to see if these are of any interest. So if there's any of these that stick out to you where you're like, oh, I would totally use that service. Honestly, I probably within the next year am going to try and implement most of these because I think most of them are helpful. But if there's any that you feel you would really love to try, let me know because I'm going to need with all of these services when I launch them, I'm going to have like, for example, email marketing and doing email newsletters. Okay, well, I'm going to be creating templates. Now, a lot of this stuff, when I just beta test it, I'll use current clients and just like, hey guys, this service is for free, but I'll also need other clients to beta services with. So if I say things that you guys are like, you know, that's something I could be really interested in, let me know. Okay. So the first thing that I think would be great is all of this I want you to consider would be encompassed within your marketing agency. So you guys hire a marketing agency to work with your roofing company, and then you like buy this package and all of these things are included or some of these things. Let me know which ones stick out. Okay, so public relations. Public relations is like if a part of your marketing agency, if I sought out different opportunities within your community for you to get your brand recognized. Like let's say that there's a football fundraiser where you can get a huge banner, but that's something that you don't know about unless you have a kid in the sport or like unless someone tells you. A member of my team would be searching out opportunities for you guys to like sponsor different events in the community, printing out banners, mailing banners to the company that's going to put the like banquet on or the fish off on or whatever it is, and making sure that they have your signage and then kind of getting credit for that, putting backlinks to your website and whatever. So let me know if that's something that would be interesting. It's like being involved in your community, being involved in your market specifically is really important because people want to know that you're local. And so, but you guys are so busy. And I just think it would be helpful if you had someone on your team that was like, you know, for the summer that like comes to you in April or May and is like, hey, Jim, this summer for the month of June, there's this opportunity. For the month of July, there's this opportunity. For the month of August, there's this opportunity. There's these different tiers of them. This is the best bang for its buck. I already called the organizer of this one, said that I want the banner front and center. Like that way you can just say to someone, okay, you can give them $5,000 and know that the $5,000 is going to go to this, to that, to that. Then we can pull those logos. We can get the backlinks to your website. We can get the best spot for the banners, right? So, okay, Brian said, what's the typical size of your target client. Well, so what's the typical size of my target client? I would say that I typically work with roofing companies that are doing over $1 million a year at least. Probably over $5 million a year, 5 to 7 at least, somewhere in there, but they kind of all are a mix. I like to work with companies that we can do some different things with, and I feel like a lot of times when companies are under the $1 million mark, it's kind of just a guy, like maybe him, maybe one other sales rep, sort of like still bootstrapping it, and it's very helpful when leads are coming in and different opportunities are coming in to like have an office woman to be a bit more established. Okay, so consider the public relations. Getting back on track. Okay. Also, I thought about, and maybe some of you guys have already integrated this, but there's a lot of automations that we can set up that have to do with like, okay, there's review request automations, which my team has those set up. Okay, but then also we could do follow-up automations, and I know what you're thinking. Savannah, follow-up automations get really like robot-y, right? Like they get, like they need to be individualized. AI is at a point where like there is automation to where we can set it up to where if someone says something different back, AI doesn't just spit out the same responses, it does change the response. So I think that follow-up automation would be good, email automation would be good, review request automation would be good. So all of these different automations. Also, so an email newsletter is something that I think is important for people to set up and to have going. Here's the thing about that is I don't want, like, is that something that you guys, as far as marketing goes, is that something that you would be interested in, is having a newsletter email being sent out? And here's my other caveat with this. Sometimes you guys get so busy in your businesses that if I send you a template and I'm like, hey, this is what I want to talk about for the month of September. We're going to have like a Labor Day newsletter. It's going to have like, this is what's happening for Labor Day. This is how you can prepare your roof for the heat. This is like, here's a deal on solar from one of our partnerships, whatever. Okay. So if we do something like a newsletter, if I send you guys the copy of that, are people going to actually, sometimes you guys, like, I have clients that never, I swear they never read these things that I send over to them because they're busy, and I don't mind. I'm grateful that they're busy, but it's just like, okay, Joseph Miller, what are the best audiences to target the right people in running Facebook ads for commercial roofing? Okay, so Joseph, to answer your question, if you are running ads for commercial roofing, Facebook is not the best place to do it. The best place to run ads for commercial roofing potential clients is going to be on LinkedIn. You could do video ads on YouTube. Facebook, if you think about Facebook as the ocean, there's many more fish in the ocean than there are sharks and whales. Facebook is an ocean. All of the little fish are residential, are people that own homes. And then there's the sharks and the whales. The whales own Amazon warehouses and the sharks own, I don't know, multi-unit rental properties or something like that. Facebook is like, you can put ads out that are going to target commercial people. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I think that pretty much everyone has a Facebook. So obviously people that own commercial properties have one. However, they don't spend as much time on it as a residential person does that's like working their 9 to 5. So if you want to target for commercial, my recommendation for you would be to post ads on LinkedIn. They're a little bit more expensive, but you're also targeting a higher return on investment client, right? Like a commercial job is a higher price point than a residential job. Brian, people won't send you copy back or edit it as long as you create the copy. Give 15 days for approval with the caveat of the lack of approval. Okay, great. So that's a good idea, Brian. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think that an email newsletter that's automated for you guys. Yes, Joseph, absolutely. Also, Brian, thank you for your feedback. I think that an email newsletter, I'm gonna just start kind of pumping that out for my clients. If you guys wanna if you guys wanna beta that, let me know. Shoot me a DM because I'm gonna still be looking for some people to test that out with. Okay. Also, I was thinking about customer retention programs, which like this is a part of having a marketing, like a CMO, like a chief marketing officer in your business, is coming up with these new ideas. But there are different retention programs for retaining clients that are coming out, and I don't know if that looks like offering them in the email newsletter, sending them reminder text messages like when the fall is coming up, like, hey, this is Savannah from USA Roofing. If you need your leaves cleaned out of your gutters before the snow falls next week, right? And we just mass send that out to people, and then we have a bunch of people kind of come in through different filters. But like, there are roof maintenance programs, there are roof coating programs, there are what am I trying to think? Like, there are different offers that we could turn some of your guys' one-time clients into like clients that you see more often than that with the right marketing. So customer retention, I'm really interested in that and seeing what we can do for that. Okay, a couple of last ones that I had. Employee hiring and vetting. I know that like as owners, you guys get really busy running and being out on the team, and like maybe you need a sales rep, maybe you need an office manager, maybe you need an estimator, maybe you need an installer, and you need help with these different things. I think that it would be helpful if you sit down with someone. I have monthly meetings with my clients, to sit down with my clients and then being like, hey, we need to hire an estimator. I can take that off their hands and be like, okay, let me write the Indeed job descriptor of what we need. Let me go ahead, like I have a team, I can just have my team vet that employee, and like my team knows a ton about construction, right? Like I took estimating in college, so I could properly vet an estimator for you guys, run them through a couple of different sequences, and then once they've kind of been vetted, send it to you guys so that you know that it's a quality candidate. Okay. So I think that hiring and vetting and posting on like Indeed, Monster, that would be helpful. Also, I think that I'm going to start offering a team training and doing like a weekly or a bi-monthly team training. Everyone kind of has their sales meetings on Mondays, and not so much a team training like how I do these marketing Mondays where I'm like, here's a tip and trick. Like sit down and be like, okay, if you open up your phone, if you open up your app, if you change this app in this way, and if you post this like this at this time, you'll get way more engagement. Like I do know these little nuances, and I think that just kind of like creating more of a club, like a marketing Monday, but more of a like, I want to give out better, more detailed information, but I want to create it like it's more of a family feel, to where Facebook's nice, but like if people want to pop on or if they want to pop off, it's whatever. I want to create more of a classroom opportunity where everyone sits down for 30 minutes and like I give them the deets, and then everyone kind of goes back off. So I think that would be a good idea. Okay, and then a couple of other things that I know are missing in the industry, but I'm not going to tackle those problems right now. Supplementing and estimating. And while I would be happy to help people hire supplementing companies or an estimator for their company, I see so many posts within the roofing industry talking about finding a good supplementer or finding a good estimator for their company. I do recognize that that is a challenge right now that a lot of companies have, and would love to get over that hump. But I really want to focus on growing the company, and I really just love marketing, and so getting everyone's name and brand out in front of people. Like I just genuinely in my heart and soul feel like it's sort of a calling on my life to do marketing. Like I've always been good at it, and I really do like it. So okay, those are pretty much, I'm looking through this list because I made a list of different things that I think we could add to the industry marketing wise. That's pretty much the list. So if you guys have anything that you feel like is missing in the roofing industry where you're like, wow, if I had a marketing team or if I had someone just take that off of my plate, that would be so helpful. Please let me know because I'm looking to do that. I'm looking to do that for you guys so that it is just taken off your plate because I know how stinking busy you are because I have a hard time getting in contact with my clients. um, Hi, Brian. Thank you for that. Hi, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, direct mail I think is good. Um, what do I love the most about marketing? You know what? I just think that marketing is so unique. I think there's so many different ways to grab people's attention. And I don't know, it's like when you feel, I feel like, when you see those cooks in a kitchen and they're like, oh, I knew when I was 7 that I would love doing marketing or branding or whatever. Like, guys, this is so cheesy, but when I was in high school, I was on the volleyball team and okay, first off, I was on the varsity volleyball team. Second off, I was the captain of the varsity volleyball team. So I have street cred. I mean, not really, but okay, so this is how these are the little pebbles of your path that fall into place. My mom and I would sit down, we make those locker magnets that like would have everyone's name and the numbers and would be so cute. We'd go to Hobby Lobby and whatever. So I was advertising for the volleyball team for people to go to the games when I was like in ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Like I did that throughout high school. I was like putting magnets for other sports teams too. We would do it for the football team, we'd do it for the baseball team, like for no good reason other than we liked going to Hobby Lobby and creating these things and advertising for the school to go to the game. So I just feel like I've had this calling on my heart to gain people's attention and like to help market for these different teams or clubs or companies or whatever it may be. And I just feel like I don't know, and it's so fun, it's so easy for me. I was at a birthday party on Saturday and this woman was telling me about her health and wellness business and she's like, I'm going to this conference, but I'd really love to like talk at that conference. I'm just not sure how to talk to those people and like how do I solidify a spot? I said, well, have you spoken at a conference before? She goes, no, but I would really love to do that. I said, well, why don't you start having miniature conferences in your living room? Why don't you start hosting things where 10 people come over and then you tell those 10 people next week invite a friend and then you have 20 people in your living room. I said, by the time you go to this conference in October, when someone says, oh, well, have you ever done a conference before? You go, you know what? I haven't done a conference before, but my goodness, I can't fit any more people in my living room. I had 100 people in my living room last week. And I just think that this would be a better platform for me to work off of. I'm like, then you're working with something, right? Then you've got, so I'm sitting there just pouring my heart out to this woman in health and wellness and telling her like, this is how you grow your business. and, and she was like, oh shit, you are in marketing. I was like, yeah, I really like it. So, anywho, I don't know, I just kind of fell into it and I really do love it. And I love to see people's businesses grow and I love to see what they can do. And it's fun. It's so much fun to help good-hearted people because like just better things become of the world. When you help good-hearted people grow their business, like you help good-hearted people have more money in their pocket, it's better for everyone. So I don't know, I just love it. I just love it. Brian, what do I love? All marketing, all marketing. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. Creating ad copy is fun, creating websites is fun, creating social media posts is fun, creating YouTube videos is fun, creating brochures, creating banners, creating logos. Like, I don't think that it's so much the creating these different aspects of marketing that I think is fun. I think it's the like trial and error. And I've got a really good eye for knowing what's going to catch people's eyes. Like I can go through a list of logos and I can pick out two that are like these ones will stand out and will perform the best. And then we will like test them and those will be the two that stand out and perform the best. So I just have a really good eye for like what looks different, what's going to draw people's attention, what's going to keep people's attention, what's going to like convert people. So anywho, okay. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for your advice. Again, if there's any other things that come up in your mind that you're like, wow, the roofing industry really needs this. This would be really helpful for my business, this. Please let me know because I want to build out those services to help. So, okay. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your Monday. I will talk to you soon. Please be safe. Talk later. Bye.